Ladies and gentlemen, the First Sergeant of Company A, First Sergeant Davis.
I guess that's way down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for our national anthem. Your drill instructor of the platoon is Staff Sergeant. He's assisted by drill instructors, Staff Sergeant, AX Staff Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, the drill instructors of Company A.
Personnel, every sailor, all the civilian Marines who work for us, all the buildings, all the budget, does one thing. And that's boot camp is a series of training events you've seen on TV, some of you may have attended here. But what the Marine Corps really tries to do in the initial training period is transform the minds and the hearts of the young men and women who volunteer to listen to serve the United States Marine Corps. These are our core values on the wall. Young leaders in the Marine Corps. What we have found out over the last 100 years is the best way to transform new civilians into good Marines is to place in front of them an excellent example of what it means to be a Marine. I mentioned earlier, contribute to honor, courage, and commitment, and there are the tangibles. The intangibles, those things that are difficult to touch, we actually focus on in the first phase of recruit training. You know to survive in combat, to live in an expeditionary environment, to serve in units around the world. All those skills, our organization, our history, our uniforms, how we fight, some of our weapons. The Parris Island is 12 weeks long. It's broken into 3 phases. We call those phases, very originally, Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Phase 1, as you would understand, is the introduction to the Marine Corps. Who's in charge? What are the rank structures? What do the uniforms mean? How the Marine Corps is organized? The difference between a platoon and a battalion. All those things that someone coming in the civilian world need to know. This is the toughest part of recruit training. Not because of the events or the activities, but because the young man or woman who comes down here is combating requirements as young Marines who are 18 years old. We have these standards every year, and the Marines pass those standards. Those standards include martial arts. Every Marine gets the basic belt. There's a number of different colored belts in the Marine Corps martial arts program. And as he progresses in his career, he will increase the color of his belt. Marksmanship, I explained earlier, every Marine qualifies in a range. Every Marine knows what we call the basic skills, the Marine Corps core skills. And every year Marines are tested on that as well. Physical fitness test happens twice a year, and your Marines take a physical fitness test probably 4 times in his graduating school, was the one he just took 2 weeks ago. Water survival qualification is commonly known as swimming, correct? So all the Marines have qualified in the basic swimming qualification of the Marine Corps. And the Battalion Commander's inspection, as I mentioned, the final event this week, Crucible, is the biggest event here at Parris Island. So every one of the 438 Marines of Alpine has met these 7 graduations, is a basically trained Marine. A basically trained Marine who's gone through 12 weeks of recruit training, who's inculcated our core values, whose character has been adjusted, ideally, to align with what we believe is the values of our organization. The Marine Corps has its own culture. It's a subset of the American culture. We're very proud. What I promised you earlier was, what happens next? Most parents come down here, they say, where do we go now? Your Marine has 10 days off. Marine Corps term is leave. It's like vacation time. 10 days to go home and spend with friends and family and relax. In his pocket, he will have a set of orders. A set of orders that directs him to report to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. There are 3 steps to entry-level training in the Marine Corps. The first step is Parris Island, South Carolina, what we call boot camp recruit training. The second step is combat training at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Boot camp makes every Marine a rifleman. MCT, shown in the orange, Marine Combat Training, gives them the skills, the combat skills in 22 days to deploy all around the world. It's a field environment where they learn about how the Marines live in the field, how other weapons of large organizations work, and how we're going to operate around the world. Regardless of your job in the Marine Corps, regardless of your military occupational specialty, you're a rifleman and you know how to live around the world. That is why every Marine goes through 12 weeks of recruit training and 22 days of Marine combat training. There is a button on here which says family support. You are now part of the Marine Corps family. Welcome to the Marine Corps. The 9:30 orientation, big surprise. At 10 o'clock, we will commence Liberty. 10 o'clock to 1500, which is otherwise known as 3 o'clock, right? 3 o'clock, 1500 to those of us that name ceremony. The general has the morning colors ceremony. The general's building is diagonally across 2 blocks in that direction. In front, there's a flag raising, the band plays. If the general is aboard the base, he comes out and says a few words. If you're unfamiliar with the Marine Corps, or you've never been on a Marine Corps base, I encourage you, go and see the color ceremony. It's short, doesn't last 30 minutes, but it is, again, a traditional Marine Corps ceremony we hold here every Friday. You're an early riser, going on the base. Young new Marine, it's going to be soaking wet.
Yeah, that's right.
You cannot drive an automobile. You cannot drink alcohol. You cannot purchase firearms. You cannot purchase or consume tobacco. Why do we do that? The best thing to do is go to the museum, go to some of the food courts here at the Parris area, walk around and have to show you some of the training. These are what you cannot do. You cannot demonstrate the aspects of training. He's not interested at all. Because of the weather, ladies and gentlemen, instead of being in this uniform, which is our dress service uniform, he'll be in camouflage utilities. That's merely to save him an extra dry cleaning charge after he gets to the next duty station. So they'll